guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about more work on the pod. This is a really cool build as it's going so far. I'm really enjoying it and I can't wait to show you guys what I've done to it. We're doing a lot more work on the interior of the pod in this video. So I'm going to show you a bunch of paint work. We're getting it ready for lighting it up. We're looking at all sorts of interior stuff that I've done here. So it's not going to be a long video this time, as I'm just going over the details that I've added to it. So why don't we get busy, jump right into it, and go straight to the paint booth. Let's go. Alright guys, we're going to jump right into the painting. And here you'll see me using the Vallejo steel. And I'm going to be painting all of the ribs and the backbone for the pod. These are going to be seen as you look into the pod itself. So I want them to stand out. So I'm using a little bit the steel color just so that it's different than what's going on in the background. And speaking of the background, the entire interior of the pod is going to be painted in the almost like a battleship gray. The color I used is Tamiya Dark Sea Gray, as this gave me the color that I was looking for because I wanted it to feel like a very military styled vehicle. Now to that I started adding a little bit of rust, because as you can see the vehicle is very weathered, it's very used, worn but not worn out. So I figured I'd put a little rust around the edges, and for this I'm using Vallejo's rust that comes in their Rust and Chipping Effects paint set. Really good colors in there. They spray very nicely. I'm really becoming a huge fan of these Vallejo paints. It's just something that's a breeze to use. Now we're going to take a look at the result of all of our painting. Now, I decided to go ahead and add panel lines to the inside of the pod so that you'd have something a lot more interesting to look at than just the gray background. So I think that actually worked out really well, and I can't wait to see what it looks like through the clear part, if that's going to give me the result that I want. Then I went and sourced a bunch of decals from other kits that I have, that I had extra decals lying around from, just to put a little some warning labels and stuff on this in here, just to again beef up the little bit of visual interest. So we're going to unmask this now, and then we're going to talk about installing all of our extra parts in here. Alright guys, so here we go. This is what you're going to see when you look into the pod. I'm really happy with the way all of that came out. So let's just do a little test fit onto the lower section here and see how she looks. Okay guys, take a look inside there. What do you think? I definitely think that it does pull off the look there. Let's take a look at what you'll see when you look inside the pod. Now, mind you, you have no lights in here, but I think this is going to work nicely. Let's see if we can turn the lights on. There we go. This gives you a better look here. I think the panel lines really make this thing come to life.
Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! Oh, in the name of God! Now I know what it feels like to be God!
The same way they did on the outside, I think they work really well on the inside. Okay. So that we're happy with. Now let's take a look at the... Here we have our steel girder ribs that are going to be lining that interior panel. I painted them with Vallejo steel. I'm really becoming a huge fan of the Vallejo paints. And then I touched them up a little bit, gave them a little bit of rust. I don't know if you guys can see that there. A little bit of rust from the Vallejo rusting and chipping set. And like I said, I'm becoming a really big fan of their paints because they seem to just work great on everything that I've used them just about so far. They spray beautifully. They lay nice. So there's the backbone. And here is our light fixture. So let's unmask that. Very nice. We got that through. It's all painted on the back in the Vallejo steel so that it'll match all the ribs and everything's going to go together. Next step is to start assembling all the ribs and everything into the pod and the light fixture, and then figuring out, I've thought of everything except where the light is going, where the wiring's going to come out. Kind of forgot to include that. So we're going to have to think about that. Probably going to have to put a small hole in the bottom here and just run the wires out through there. How I'm going to get them down there, I don't know. But so far, I am really, really happy with the results here. Also added a couple of small decals here to the stairwell, to the walkway. May add a couple more decals to the bottom here, maybe some warning labels if I can find some that are really gonna just give it the right look. But for now, this I am super, super happy with. Alright, so here now we have a mock-up of the pod with its backbone and ribs.
Chili's baby back ribs. Chili's baby back ribs. Barbecue soul. Chili's baby back ribs. Chili's baby back ribs. Barbecue soul.
Installed. I'm really glad I decided not. I flat coated the entire inner surface of the pod, but I decided not to flat coat the ribs and the backbone because I kind of wanted the metallic sheen on that to reflect light so that they would stand out a little bit more. And I'm kind of happy with the way that looks. It probably would have been more realistic to flat coat everything, but I kind of just want that to pop a little bit. So now it just comes, now it's time to just glue everything in. And then we're going to have to figure out our lighting. Because our light fixture is going to sit here. And then we're going to have to run the blinds down. And behind the walkway. So we're going to have to figure out how to make that look somewhat realistic. Although maybe we can use a hollowed out pipe and just make like a conduit. We might be able to put some piping back there. So anyway, guys, that's where we're at. I got to do some thinking to figure out exactly how I'm going to make this work. So I'm going to end this here while I run through some ideas on how to run these wires through and make it all look realistic. And we'll be back on the next episode as we're assembling the pod and getting everything together, getting these lights going. So stay tuned and come back for the next one so you can see the result of this. This is really cool. And yeah, I'm leaving you on a cliffhanger right now. So if you guys want to see how this ends up, you gotta come back for the next episode. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. And I will see you on the next one.